Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Let's discuss a couple of reasons to stack gold and silver. I don't know, maybe 7.7 billion of them. Let's explore! Indeed, that's right. There's a lot of different reasons why we should consider stacking gold and silver, but I'm going to talk about one that just made the news recently as shared with me by 1JM. Appreciate sending this article to me from Kitco News, and that is about crypto scams. $7.7 billion worth were stolen in 2021, and that's actually down, I think primarily because of the pandemic and the like, but nonetheless, a lot of people have been putting money into stocks and alternative investments over the course of the last couple of years. But we're going to look at this and talk about why these scams are occurring, and also why gold and silver might be a good way to be able to counter some of those scams. And it does not mean that you can't be scammed with gold and silver. And that's not what I'm saying at all. And it also does not mean that all cryptos are a scam. So let's take a look at this and see exactly what they're talking about here. Volatility and trust issues bedevil the crypto space, which saw more than $7.7 billion stolen worldwide in scams, according to a report published by blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis. Scams were once again the largest form of cryptocurrency-based crime by transaction volume, with over $7.7 billion worth of cryptocurrency taken from victims worldwide, according to the report. This was 81% higher than last year's total. However, the figure was still below 2019's number, which is around $9 billion. Wow. And you may have even seen evidence of these types of scams on this very channel. Yes, indeed. You'll see many times people will post comments, and these comments are cryptocurrency. Hey, check this guy, check this person out on WhatsApp or what have you. And they will give you, in fact, let's see.
Your business has been pre-approved for a 10-year term loan at 5%
It's a different kind of scam.
for up to $500,000. To apply, press 1 now.
Let's see what they've got.
One moment, please.
Maybe we can conflate the scams for the loan scam. Hello?
Hi, good morning. Could you use capital for your business?
Yes, I could. Can you help me with that?
Of course. How much are you bringing in per month?
I thought you would ask me how much I want for the loan. First, usually they ask that first. Can you ask that question first, please?
Not a problem. How much did you need?
120,000.
Okay, how much are you bringing in per month?
98,000.
Okay, what kind of industry are you in?
I'm in the crypto scam busting industry. We do crypto security, and we secure with special nanotechnology devices utilizing silver and gold to be able to filter out the crypto scams that have been brewing. Over $7.7 billion worth of were stolen in 2021 alone. Sir?
Okay, are you 100% owner of the business?
I'm the owner of the business. Isn't that exciting? We're trying to fight crypto scams with gold and silver. Doesn't that excite you? Sir? Hello?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes. Well, you've got to say something for me to hear you. Say something.
Hello, ma'am, can you hear me?
I'm not a ma'am, sir. I'm actually a male.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't tell by the voice.
You could. Do I sound like a female to you, sir?
Yes, you do, ma'am.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, you sound like a martichoke. Do you know what that is? Or chutia? Hello? Guess the loan scammer didn't like that. Still on the line. Well, we'll continue here. So scams were once again, that's part of what we're talking about. There's scammers everywhere, and they're all over the place. And in this crypto space, it's particularly infectious, especially when you see it in comments on YouTube videos and the like. But this represents a rise of 81% compared to 2020, a year in which scamming activity dropped significantly compared to 2019, in large part due to the absence of any large Ponzi schemes. That changed in 2021 with Finico, a Ponzi scheme primarily targeting Russian speakers throughout Eastern Europe, netting more than $1.1 billion from victims, the report noted. Rug pulls were identified as the most popular scams in 2021. They're commonly within the DeFi space and are described when developers abandon projects after taking investors' funds, chain analysis said. Rug pull generally refers to cases in which developers build out what appears to be legitimate cryptocurrency projects, meaning they do more than simply set up wallets to receive cryptocurrency for, say, fraudulent investing opportunities before taking investors' money and disappearing, the report described. So that type of scam accounted for 37% or $2.8 billion of the overall total this year. Last year, this type of crime represented only 1%, so they're evolving. They've emerged as the go-to scam in this system. Another billion-dollar scam this year was the Finico Ponzi scheme, and operated from December 2019 until July of 2021. Finico invited users to invest with either Bitcoin or Tether, promising monthly returns of up to 30%, and eventually launched its own coin that traded on several exchanges, the report stated. During the roughly 19 months it remained active, Finico received over $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and over 800,000 separate deposits. Finico represents a massive fraud perpetrated against Eastern European cryptocurrency users, predominantly in Russia and Ukraine. Scams are one of the biggest barriers to crypto adoption, which is why all players need to contribute, Chain Analysis concluded. Fighting crypto scams can't be left only to law enforcement and regulators, mainly because a lot of this space is unregulated. And that is part of the problem. But also, it's difficult in some cases to really garner exactly, especially with some of these altcoins that are out there and people making a lot of money on. You just don't know can't be assured of the legitimacy of them, but also some of the exchanges and the like. So what is it about gold and silver that makes it different in this case? Why? Because there are scams that certainly can occur in the precious metals space. There's many different ways to invest in precious metals, including gold and silver backed blockchain or altcoins and what have you. There's several of those out there, some of them legitimate, others not so much. You just have to do your own due diligence and research some of those. But the physical gold and silver, no matter what you do to invest in the stock market or in any kind of ETF or exchange traded fund or digital backed anything, is to have physical. I believe in holding the physical. And obviously there is fraud and abuse that happens in the physical space as well. But really it all boils down to, what you're paying for it. That's the premiums. Are you paying too much? Are you overpaying for an ounce of gold or silver that may be legitimate? Or is the gold and silver that you're getting, is it genuine itself? Those are the two areas, really, whether or not you get scammed or not. Obviously, a third area is if you pay for something and don't receive it. That's obviously fraud. But nonetheless, what is the best way to be able to protect yourself in the physical world? Well, buy from a trusted dealer, as we've talked about. And that is paramount. And we can talk about that later. I've discussed that in the past and how to find a legitimate dealer out there. There's plenty of them, but there's also cases where you can find fraudulent dealers as well too. But if you buy in the physical space from a local coin shop, the best way is to, trust but verify. And you can trust but verify by having a precious metals verifier, such as you see here before you. This is a precious metals verifier by Sigma Analytics, and this is something that you can test your gold and silver on it to see whether it is genuine or not. Such as this gold coin here. It is genuine pure gold, 9995 from the Perth Mint. So that is certainly one way to be able to test and to verify that you have something legitimate and profoundly and definitely gold and silver as well. And so that is, once you have that knowledge that you've got something that's genuine, the real deal, real gold and real silver, well, then there you go. It's as simple as that. You've got it. It's in your possession, and it's not leaving. And the only other way at this point, after you've made your purchase, after the point of sale, for you to be scammed is for it to be taken from you, burglarized, robbed. And you know, obviously that is a concern. It can be of great concern. And you should take every step possible in order to secure your holdings. I think one of the best ways is to store it off-site. That way it eliminates you from even being a target. But as well as to be with a trusted entity off-site, because that can be a problem too. So you must make sure that your gold and silver are secure. But other than that, you know, it is what it is. The physical properties of gold and silver are extremely simple and very easy to detect with even some relatively unsophisticated equipment. But there's other ways to be able to test for it as well. Now, you can use magnetic slides, such as the CCT silver slide. You can do the ping test, such as the pocket pinger. You see me demonstrate. You can utilize other methods, non-destructive methods, such as a specific gravity test as well, especially for silver, to determine whether it is legitimate or not. Other than that, trying to pay the lowest premiums as possible for silver and for gold is the other way to avoid being scammed. Much easier to avoid scams with gold and silver than it is in the crypto space. And again, there's obviously a lot of legitimacy in the crypto space, and I'm not knocking the entire crypto sphere. I'm just talking about the fact that it is much more of a problem in the crypto space for obvious reasons. Therefore, it's a reason to consider stacking gold and silver, even if you are involved in the crypto space. Being diversified is key here. And if you have something where you're taking a little bit more risk in an area of the cryptocurrencies, especially even if it's completely legitimate, just the volatility is something that is of note with the crypto sphere. Whereas the precious metals, though they have seen some volatility in recent years, especially silver, are much more stable and much more resound and have a much larger track record and history behind them. So there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are about this topic. I want to thank again JM for sending this article to me. There's another lesson here for us. And I want to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video. If you've made it this far in this video, I want you to say, bust that scam. And I want to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.